Welcome to Michigan in Focus, powered by thecentersquare.com. This episode features a piece by Center Square, Michigan reporter Scott McClellan, headlined, quote, Michigan AG fights lawsuits over income tax break duration, end quote. Here's the story. Michigan Attorney General Dana Nessel moved to dismiss an August lawsuit arguing the state's income tax drop from 4.25% to 4.05% should be permanent. The Mackinac Center for Public Policy sued State Treasurer Rachael Eubanks over an interpretation of a 2015 law requiring the individual income tax rate to decrease automatically if year-over-year state general fund revenues increase at a greater rate than inflation. The group represents the Associated Builders and Contractors of Michigan, National Federation of Independent Business, Inc., Senator Ed McBroom, Representative Dale Zorn, and 6 individual taxpayers. Patrick J. Wright, Vice President for Legal Affairs at the Mackinac Center for Public Policy, said the change was an illegal tax hike. Wright said in a statement, quote, the motion argues that only the legislature can fix the Attorney General's misinterpretation of the law. This is fundamentally wrong. It is the province and duty of the courts to interpret the law. Further, the Attorney General largely abandons her own opinion and instead raises procedural hurdles in an attempt to insulate the illegal tax hike from review. We look forward to responding to the motion, end quote. In March, Nessel issued an opinion saying the income tax reduction will only apply this year. Nessel wrote the triggering event is based on temporary circumstances that are reviewed annually. Nessel wrote, quote, essentially, the legislature has determined that if a situation exists where a percentage increase in state revenue in the immediately preceding fiscal year is greater than the rate of inflation for that same year and the inflation rate is positive, then the state can afford to provide relief to taxpayers, end quote. She summarized, quote, simply put, the statute provides temporary relief based on temporary circumstances, end quote. However, the nonpartisan House Fiscal Agency's 2015 bill analysis said the reductions would, quote, continue indefinitely on an annual basis, end quote. Listeners can keep up with this story and more at thecentersquare.com. This podcast was made with the assistance of AI technology. Please subscribe and thanks for listening.